Family and Consumer Sciences update. And
Well-
please introduce yourself, or do you want to?
I can. This is Tricia Bellarosi, and she is the lead teacher for Family and Consumer Science at grades 6 through 12.
Thank you for having me. So I'd like to give you a brief overview of Family and Consumer Sciences and what we have to offer in the town of Arlington, as well as what we currently offer and what our vision for the future holds. I guess I don't know which button to push. Okay. So in FACS classes, students learn skills and obtain information that assists individuals, families, and communities to make informed decisions about their well-being, relationships, and resources to achieve optimal quality of life. This is taken directly from the American Association of Family and Consumer Sciences mission statement, which we try our hardest to live up to. Family and Consumer Sciences professionals all over the world are dedicated to this mission. I am often asked about what exactly is family and consumer science. They'll say, you know, you teach what? What is that? It is true, our former name was home economics, but in 1994, the American Association of Family and Consumer Sciences voted to change the name to Family and Consumer Sciences in hope that it would be a better descriptive of what we do. These are content areas that are defined by the American Association of Family and Consumer Sciences in their national standards. And many people don't realize that our field actually was born right here in Massachusetts at MIT. Our founder was the first graduate and professor at MIT, female professor. And she was an advocate for consumer education, child protection, nutrition, and application of the science of doing things to care for home, family, community. She really strived to help people understand not only how we do things properly, but why we do them properly, the science of it, and that's where the science comes in. So you can see that if you look at the FACS umbrella, we address everything from career skills, healthy family, community connections, consumer and family resource management, financial education, consumer services, education, early childhood, human development, as well as interpersonal skills. We also get into health, as well as community services, hospitality and tourism, housing and interior design, textiles, and facilities management and maintenance. So we have a lot of areas in our umbrella. So in Arlington, Family and Consumer Sciences teaches students the connection between making a good decision, setting a goal, the process of getting to that goal achieved, and then learning those skills so that they can have a better quality of life. By doing this, it's our hope that they'll make healthy decisions and have a better quality of life for both themselves, their families, the community, their work. We teach independence, self-reliance, and resiliency. We offer students a lot of hands-on, self-directed, and personalized learning. It is not uncommon for students to have a choice in how they show us what they've learned and how they show us the skills and that decision-making process and the goal setting. They are allowed to express creativity. They're constantly collaborating and problem solving. Family and Consumer Sciences helps students make connections between their core academics and the real world and how they relate. In some ways, we're constantly looking at them and saying, well, this is why you're learning this in math, and this is why you're learning this in science, and look, here's the connection here. And it is real fun to see that light bulb go off when they make those connections. To practice career skills and the correlation between school, home, and work expectations. At the high school, as a department, we developed a rubric for their daily grade, and we called it their professionalism grade. And we have an activity that we do with them at the beginning of the term that helps them make that connection. So if you had your cell phone out while you were at work and you were supposed to be completing this task, how could that affect your work? Well, we're asking you while you're working in here to keep that cell phone away as well, because we want you to practice that, because it could have, severe consequences in the world of work. And we do that also with, participation. We have them think about if their technology is out, not just the cell phones, but if they have their iPad or their computer out when it shouldn't be, what could the consequence be? We have them practicing real-world skills through labs, scenarios, and simulations. We're constantly giving them scenarios that are true to life. We are having them participate in simulations that help them understand how that skill is used. And so, for example, we might put a whole group of ingredients out on the table. Well, in a lot of ways, that is similar to when you open up your refrigerator at night to see what you have for ingredients, and they create a healthy meal, or they create a dish that goes along with the unit of study. We often will give them a budget amount and take them over to Stop and Shop, and they shop for ingredients within that budget along with the unit. We also have them do financial scenarios at the 8th grade level where they learn about money management, and those scenarios where they are given a certain amount and they need to pay their essential and their non-essential expenses. Where are you going to make those choices? We give them opportunities to explore STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, as it relates to multiple facets in life and career paths. We encourage them to explore careers within all of our areas, and we also offer practical experiences and internships at the high school level. We are driven by both national and state standards. Our state standards for Massachusetts are the comprehensive health standards. That is our main area. But then we also expand upon those by going to national standards, as well as other Massachusetts and national standards, depending on what the unit of study is. So, for example, Massachusetts Comprehensive Health Standards has a consumerism health, a consumer health section. We didn't just stay at that. We also went to the national personal finance standards to make sure that they were getting skills that they needed. We focus on healthy foods, for example, in our culinary, but we went beyond that, and we went to the Massachusetts Vocational Technical Education Standards, as well as the National Family and Consumer Science Standards, so that we could ensure that they would graduate not only with skills for their health, but skills that would give them an upper edge when they go to apply for jobs, possibly after high school or even in high school while they're trying to pursue education and training. So some facts about family and consumer sciences in Arlington. At Audison, we have 2.6 FTE. At Arlington High School, we have 2.4. We are all certified in both family and consumer sciences and health. Massachusetts has combined those two certifications. That is the same certification now. Audison students participate in FACS classes for 1 quarter. The 6th grade stays with their teacher for the full quarter. 7th and 8th grade, they switch due to facilities. We want all students to have the opportunity to be able to get some practice in the kitchen, and we aren't able to do that in just one room for the whole term, so we switch them and we give them a different experience. At the Audison, we are strong, well, actually in both Audison and the high school, we are really working hard to help support the district goals of the social emotional health, as well as teaching practical life skills. That's something that we work hard on. At the high school, we offer elective opportunities. One of our courses, the interior and fashion design, meets the fine arts requirement. One course offers enough content and contact hours to receive certification with the Massachusetts Office for Early Child Care and Development. And we're been working hard to try and build some district and community partnerships. For our early childhood program, we have partnered with Menotomy Preschool and Daycare, and we have recently connected with Whole Foods Market so that students can experience and see what food preparation out in food service looks like. We're going to be going there for a pizza demonstration next week, so the students are quite excited about that. And then again, practical experiences and internships. This is a snapshot of our 6th grade curriculum. We took over the Great Body Shop curriculum back in 1998 when the 6th grade came over to the Audison. And we just recently, I'd say within the last couple of years, we've moved from the 6th grade curriculum to the middle school level 1 curriculum. As you can see, this curriculum includes a broad range of health skills. It includes decision-making, goal setting and planning, nutrition, a maturation unit, social emotional health, including prevention, recognizing and managing stress. We've expanded that unit based on the Youth Risk Behavior Survey results. Resiliency skills. We're always trying to prevent diseases, and safety is a big thing with the middle school students. We are also working with a substance abuse prevention. We've expanded our unit on that, and bullying prevention. We also provide enrichment to these programs. So for example, when we were teaching decision-making and substance abuse, we realized that the students absolutely know the right decision to make. Where they were having a difficult time was being able to get out of the situation and save face to their friends. And so we took a book by Sharon Stone called How to Say No and Keep Your Friends, and we developed a refusal skills unit that we teach with the decision making so that students have those skills and they feel more confident in being able to get out of those situations. We also instituted a unit. We expanded upon it from the disease illness prevention unit on the importance of sleep because in the Youth Risk Behavior Survey, we saw that students were not getting the sleep that they needed. And so we started working on that. A breakfast, we saw a lot of students weren't eating breakfast. So with the middle school curriculum, as well as the high school curriculum, we really look at all of our data to make sure and ensure that we're meeting the needs of the student and the community. In 7th grade, we split by quarter. They spend one half of the quarter in the foods lab learning about kitchen safety, healthy food preparation, and they also explore food diversity from a global perspective. And then for the other half of the quarter, they work on marketing, advertising, comparison shopping, and consumer skills. And so the students take a good look at marketing ploys, they take a good look at strategies that advertisers use to try and pull them in, and they actually create advertisements by going into the TV. Well, at one point they were going into the TV studio, and I think we may have visited you with a video of that. And now they're doing it with the iPads and the technology. In 8th grade, the curriculum for the foods and nutrition is similar, but we also cover eating disorders and healthy eating. And then they get a unit on financial literacy and career exploration. So they talk about money management, banking, being fiscally, financially responsible. They participate in a lot of financial education scenarios, and we do a simulation with them where they're paying bills using beans, and they have to figure out how to make those beans last by paying all of those bills and making choices. And the thing that's interesting about that is they actually complete a survey before about what they envision their life to be, and so they start to try and pay the bills with that. And then they realize that they've got to make some changes, and that we have a talk about how, meeting your financial goals doesn't come instantly. It takes a lot of work and planning, goal setting, and that also there's a direct correlation between education and socioeconomic levels. And so we explore that, and then we talk about career exploration. They take a look at the program of studies for the high school and college requirements. At the high school, we have three main areas within our umbrella that we take a look at: early childhood education, interior and fashion design, and culinary arts and hospitality. We do provide them with career information and skills in all of these areas. They practice a lot of soft skills, so communication, collaboration. They also learn healthy living skills. They explore art, culinary, and fashion from a STEAM perspective, a design process. We had a guest speaker from the School of Design in Boston, and he came in, and you would have thought that he was reading off the wall of the engineering and tech program over at the Audison. And so they really go through that whole design process, and they make those connections between engineering and design within interior and fashion, as well as culinary. They do a lot of recipe development and test kitchens. The transition from school to independent living, understanding human development, and early childhood education curriculum planning and teaching skills. Our early childhood education program is a 4-year program. If they complete all 4 years, they have enough contact hours and content to be able to, we spoke about it earlier, to be able to apply for certification. It is very personalized, and they have a lot of hands-on observation as well as interaction with the students in the preschool and daycare. They do a lot of simulations, journal reflections, and things like that. There are 5 classes within that. They all are very structured. Not structured, I apologize. They're scaffolded and build up to that 4th-year internship. As Mr. McCarthy was talking about, we did pilot this year. We had a student who was not able to participate in the practicum class and desperately wanted to complete an internship. She was very dedicated in her first 2 years. And so we have been piloting a hybrid of the practicum and internship. She goes out to the elementary schools, but she also gets a lot of the content from the practicum. So it's a hybrid of it. She understands that she won't have enough contact hours to apply for the certification. Our interior and fashion design program fulfills the fine arts requirement. Again, we look at the design process from the perspective of homes and fashion. And this is very personalized, very hands-on, many guest speakers. I know that at one point they did a walking tour of Arlington looking at different styles of homes. They are looking at different types of fabrics, and we were lucky enough to be sponsored by the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising to have a fashion club. Our culinary arts and hospitality class, we have both full-year course offerings and semester offerings. The semester courses did not run this year, but those students moved into the culinary 2 and 3 class that we have. We are going to keep it in the program of studies because with the new PE requirement, we feel like it would be great for them to be able to have the opportunity to experience some culinary. It's a very popular program. It is definitely our largest program. We do a lot to explore the connection between science and food prep and food and health and nutrition. We explore community resources. We practice meeting and budget. The upper level courses have more of a career and a global focus. We're in Italy on our culinary tour right now. The kids love pasta. They were very excited about this. And they really take a closer look at skills and what would be needed if they were going to work in the industry, for those who are interested in it, but also for those who may be working in it as a job when they're pursuing their education. So our vision for the future, exciting news, we applied for a grant with the Attorney General's Office for opioid prevention to purchase and provide training in the Botvin Life Skills training curriculum with Julie Dunn as well. We would like to continue increasing the simulations in all of our courses. We'd like to increase the number of semester FACS classes at the high school level. We'd like to expand culinary and interior and fashion, but there are also other classes that we would be interested in offering. So for example, there was a class that had been proposed before, College Survival Skills One Step Ahead, which is a course that addresses all kinds of different areas from finances to healthy cooking on a budget. We would also like to conduct some student interest surveys so that we can provide students with things that they are interested in learning more about. We'd like to continue building more community connections, incorporate more professional culinary skills, for example, providing students with an opportunity to participate in the online Serve Safe program, which would give them an upper edge in the workplace if they were applying for a job. And we would like to continue to collaborate with the Young Adult Living Seminar and other programs at Arlington High School and Audison to help meet the needs of all of our students. I'd like to thank you for having me and for your support that you provide our program with. It really is very progressive. Just the other day, there was an article out of the Canadian Broadcast Center where the New Brunswick Medical Society actually put recommendations out for their citizens of New Brunswick, and their number one recommendation that they went to the province and asked for was that home economics be mandatory in their schools because of all of the umbrella that we do offer. And so that, in my opinion, makes us very progressive that we have such a strong department in our school system, and we're excited about what we can do for our youth and community in terms of helping them have a better quality of life.
Thanks.
Are there any questions?
Yes, questions, comments, Mr. Hayner.
The internship at the elementary schools, is that just done at the primary grades?
Yes, yes. The students make the connections with teachers that they're interested in working with. Typically, we find that they're teachers that they just loved being in their classes and would like to spend time in a different capacity.
Can you just give a brief capsule of what the student is expected to do? They keep a journal or?
Yes. The students go to their teacher's class, Ms. Craigie, they sign out, and they go to the elementary schools. Their roles at the elementary school really are different for all of the students. They all have different experiences based on what their cooperating teacher is interested in having them do. I've heard of them, running and helping to run a circle time, working on projects with them, being a class assistant, helping them with the math and reading and things like that. As far as their work for the course itself, they do a lot of reading journal articles, reflection on their experiences, and relating it back to things that they've learned in their content over the years.
Do they share with each other?
Yes, they do.
In a seminar
To my
setting?
knowledge, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Allison Ampe.
I just wanted to say I was really impressed how you identified the refusal skills and the need for that and then addressed it. I think that's
Thank
really
you.
helpful for the kids. It is something they need to know how to do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll make sure that my team has that relayed to them.
Yes, Mr. Slickman.
I know that the culinary program has been, long time, been one of the most popular things that goes on in this building. And the joy that you've provided to our students, as well as I know we've had exchange students that they've gone through the culinary area, just had an absolute blast. Have you been thinking about what sort of facilities, programmatic facilities, you're going to be needing when we go to a newer building?
Yes, I have. I have given that some thought. However, I do not have definitive descriptions. I would like to see more of a hybrid between a professional kitchen and a home kitchen. We definitely, given the size of the program, would need more than one lab. Secure storage. Really, I can't give definitive. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I would like to see facilities that would allow for students to explore multiple areas of the culinary field. I would like them to be able to learn how to properly use professional equipment as well as equipment for in the home. I would like to see the restaurant come back to an extent, maybe not to the extent that it was when Ms. Glidden was here, but I would love for the students to be able to share their products, maybe with a display case for baked goods, soups, you know, simple things that the faculty could purchase. That would I would need to take a lot more time to think about that, but I do have experience with it. One of my jobs, I ran the faculty cafe at a school that I was at, and we headed down to a system based on their facilities. So I would like to see some sense of that so that students can practice those hospitality skills that we talk about and not just learn about them.
Yeah, I understand that this is sort of a left field question
Yeah.
from where you are, but this is something that we've been thinking about a lot. I mean,
Right.
the new high school weighs heavily on our
Absolutely.
mind, and the more that folks can talk to us about their dreams for a new building and what they need in order to do their job well, be thinking, be planning. I'm
Absolutely.
sure that your input will be highly valued as we move forward.
Thank you.
Dr. Jenkins.
Dr.
Well, I can't recognize you.
Wait, Dr. Jenger, come to the microphone if you're going to speak.
She undersells the amount of thinking she's done on this. We have memos and memos. I don't want to go into it. We'd be here all night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We'd be happy to expand out your square footage if we can justify the program.
Absolutely, thank you. I appreciate that support.
Anything else? Mr. Thielman?
First, I can't remember a presentation on family and consumer science. Maybe we've had one, but I've forgotten about it. So thanks so much for doing this. It's very, very helpful.
Thank you for having me.
I'm just curious how you got into this. I'm just curious your own background. What got you into this field?
Well, my mom is a home economist.
Uh-huh.
She taught family and consumer sciences. And when I was in high school, I grew up in northern Maine, and I wanted to originally have a program for teen parents. That was the type of thing that I wanted. And when I looked at home economics, it was home economics at the time, I felt like that had every aspect that would need to be covered. Everything from parenting to financial planning to healthy living. And I felt like it would be a perfect program for that. So I went to the University of Maine at Farmington for their home economics program. And I saw that they were closing all of the programs up there, and I panicked. So I took some time off, and I worked in early childhood for a while. And then I entered into Leslie College's Human Services program because I felt like that was a wonderful complement to the home economics. So I finished in that. I had had all of my coursework in education except for my student teaching. And I was fortunate enough to be given a one-year position over in Newton in family and consumer sciences. And my love just always went back to teaching versus human services. And I've been very fortunate in my career to work in many different environments. I've worked as I mentioned earlier, the faculty cafe. I actually started my career in Arlington back in 1997.
Okay.
And I did leave for a while when I had my family due to commute, and I was fortunate enough to come back in 2012. So,
Great.
I love that I get to help students learn these types of skills. I love when you can see the light bulb go off when they make the connection between their core subjects and how it relates to their personal life and how it relates to those independent living skills.
Good
And-
stuff.
Great.
Thanks for.
Thanks a lot.
No,
thanks for
thank
sharing.
you.
Get some background and context for the work you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.